Hello and welcome back to Chasing Green Arrows. Today we'll be doing the predictions for game week 18. There's a bit of a break with the FA Cup and Carling Cup, but the Premier League is back, and I have with me my co-hosts Abrar Aziz and Zoe Khan. How are you guys doing?
Okay,
You want to
man.
go first,
Just
Don?
yeah. I was just thinking if he's gonna go or me, but yeah, I'm doing fine. Just coming out for a little bit of a cold and a cough. No COVID, but I'm doing okay.
That's good, man. I hope you feel better. And Zoe, what's up, man? How are you?
Good, man. Not sick. I don't have COVID. Nothing interesting to report.
That's good.
But not good, man. Just always, just a little bit grayer in the hair because of United. But I've made my peace with that.
Yeah, I mean, a loss and a win for United in the cup games, but now we finally have the Premier League back. And you guys' initial thoughts? There's only like 6 or 7 games, 6 games, I think. Don, your initial thoughts? You're looking excited to this week?
Yeah, for sure. It's just a couple of results going in Arsenal's favor. So just those. Hopefully though that streak kind of continues as long as it possibly can, and some good games to look forward to. Some interesting ones with the games coming thick and fast. The big teams losing some points. You never know.
Yeah, baby. And I think Zoe, let's start with the predictions. Sheffield versus Newcastle. Bro, I always go
man.
to you for these games.
Yeah, man, you're giving me a layup over here. So to repeat and double down.
Newcastle gave Arsenal a tough time today, bro. Just to put that out there in the FA Cup.
Bro, Newcastle was so bad that Oba scored. So I just want to say that
time though.
In extra time. That's how long it took, bro. You have to take this Newcastle team to extra time. But this is truly going to be a clash of bottom feeders. Sheffield are absolutely terrible. I don't know how Chris Wilder still has a job. I don't know if these guys know how to play football, bro. They've lost their past 5 home games. Surprisingly, they've only conceded 8 goals and scoring 3, so that's not too bad.
Did you see that meme? Like they have that 100 wins kind of thing stored. I think you sent
bro,
that, right?
Yeah, I sent that, bro.
Yeah.
They got that in the bag since September, bro. They've been waiting.
Yeah.
But they won their FA Cup game against Bristol. I don't know how much weight I put on that. They squeaked through 3-2. But Newcastle have been equally trash, man. They've lost their last 4 away games. 11 goals conceded, 2 goals for them. They're missing Jamal Lewis. They're missing Alan St. Maximum. So they have, he's usually the most direct player. Callum Wilson's, been picking up the slack, but I don't know. I just feel that this Newcastle team looks really disjointed. Both teams can't defend, but both teams can't really attack either. I think, to be fair, it's going to be a game of chaos. So it'll be a 1-1 draw.
You're going a 1-1 draw. And Don, Zoe made a good point there, like about attack. Like, when they play the likes of Liverpool or City or something, like Newcastle, Sheffield, they look better. Like, I mean, they lose 1-0 or they even pull out a draw. But when it comes to like attacking, that's what the problem is. They're just not scoring goals.
Yeah, and this is a game like Zoe mentioned about when you kind of have to try and get the 3 points. That's when both these teams will probably struggle because they have to go in and score those goals, and that's what they've been struggling. Both these teams have been struggling with that. So it's going to be an interesting game. I just think Newcastle have a little bit more in the tank than Sheffield do at this point. So I'm just going to go with a Newcastle 2-1 victory.
You're going Newcastle 2-1. I think,
bro. They scored 2 goals in 4 games. You want them to score another 2 in 1 game?
It's possible. Bro. It's against Sheffield. Like
that's Sheffield's is probably the only reason that I would go with that. If any other team, apart from probably Sheffield and maybe Fulham and West Brom, I'd probably go with them not scoring that much. But
I think Chris Wilder's really going to go for the 101st win now, bro.
Well, I've been supporting them for a while and they've been letting me down, and I need to really put my games put as much strength as I can to get close to you, because you've been sneaking away with that lead a little bit. So now
I just gotta say, as such a diehard Arsenal fan, you should be used to disappointment by now.
But to be honest with you, I saw the Sheffield West Brom game a month ago. After that, I'm like, I'm never gonna get this team to win. Like, there's no way these guys. I saw that game clearly. I'm like, yeah, there's no hope this year. I don't know what happened, but there's no hope. I'm going with 1-0 Newcastle. I think 2-1 is also a good shout, but I just feel that I don't see Sheffield scoring, to be honest with you. And like Zoe said, Newcastle not scoring that much, so I won't go 2-3-0. I'll go 1-0 Newcastle. But yeah, I think that wraps up that game. And then moving on to Burnley versus Manchester United. So if United win this game, you go top of the table with all games, everyone equal on games. I mean, United and Liverpool.
Yes, sir. None of this. We're tied for first.
Yeah,
we're not because we're behind on goal difference. No, clear. Clear through. But listen, I think this has a very big potential to be a banana peel game.
I was just going to tell you that. Yeah.
Sorry to take your thunder.
No, no,
Burnley's
no.
Burnley's been doing good, man. Sean Dyche has finally got them playing some sort of way. They've still got a ways to go, but they've climbed out of the relegation zone, put a couple of good results behind them. Defensively, they're becoming more sound, harder to score against, and they're managing to sneak in a few goals. Set pieces are always a thing for them, and United are super vulnerable from set pieces. But United have been killer away, man. That they've been so good away. Defensively, they've been suspect a lot of the time. But it should be interesting, man. United get Cavani back, so that adds a different dimension. Maybe he's a better bet for a Burnley team that'll probably sit back. Then again, United have also been playing quicker out the blocks these past couple of games, so that's nice to see. We even saw it today against Watford. They started off very quickly and then were pretty terrible for the rest of the game, but at least they started off fast. But Burnley also looking at some solid players coming back for them. I think I'm going to confidently, but for no reason, pick a United 2-0 win.
United 2-0, and Don, you could see Brendy's improving with Zoe's comments about them, because just a month ago he's like they're trash, this and that, and slowly with the results he's changing his opinion on Burnley. So there is an improvement.
Yeah. If Zoe is saying it, there must be a big improvement.
Yeah.
I agree. I just have a little bit of a worry with United at this moment in time. I have picked them to win. So before you guys come
good.
all guns blazing at me, I still picked them to win. But my feeling
The reason you're picking them to win is because last 4 times you picked them to lose and they won.
I was on a holiday. You have to forgive me for that.
Yeah.
I've picked them to win. But I just want to say, suddenly there's a lot of pressure now on United. There was like when they started the season off, there was not a lot of talk about how United is going to be a title challenger. Now suddenly there's a lot of talk about them being title challengers. Of course, with the way a lot of the other teams have performed and with the way things have gone this season, it's just been such a rocky season that even United is now suddenly becoming a challenger. And if they win, they will be tied on points. They will go top of the table, which is pretty damn good for them. So will they be able to take this pressure and go on? Because this is the team that has not been in this kind of a situation in a while now. It's been a few years since United has won the Premier League. So will they be able to take that pressure, and will the players be able to step up with the manager? Will Ole be able to like really guide them through this kind of a phase is what I'm interested to see. I have a feeling that they might lack that kind of cutting edge, and this is where they will falter. I could be completely wrong, but that is my worry for United at this point in time, when that pressure is starting to come in really hard, if they're going to be able to deal with that. And for this game, though, I'm going to pick them as a 3-1 winners, but I'm starting to think in the next few games, this is going to be the most telling thing for them. So we'll see how that goes.
I think you raised a really good point, man. For me personally, I don't consider United challengers at this point in time. I think, yes, we've gone top of the table. If we win, we go top of the table, which would be great for us. It'd be great for the confidence for the team, for the players. It'll be good for Ole as well. But I just think that, obviously the season is 38 games. With the sort of form that City are kicking into, with the sort of talent that they have, I just think that those guys are favorites, and United are in a good patch. But that's, it's very possible that we drop points. I wouldn't be surprised to see it happen. The other thing is that, to be honest, in United's favor, they're also winning. They're grinding out some games as well, like the win against Wolves. Even, the win against Watford today was a 1-0 win. It wasn't pretty, but for teams to mount a title challenge, you need to be able to have that ability to grind out games.
Absolutely.
It's not just winning 3-0, 4-0, 4-1 big victories, but also these games of fine margins that you need to be, putting in the bag for yourself. So that's the one thing that I see, reflecting on them really positively. But everything else you said is absolutely valid. That's why I don't consider the challengers right now.
Yeah, and the reason I think you both are making this point that, it's going to be dodgy for them is also because of the Champions League, or what happened there, how they got kicked out, then they lost to City in the Carling Cup. So there's evidence there that there are weaknesses compared to other teams, and the squad is still not on that level. So I think that's why probably Don raised that point, I feel, because that Istanbul game is still in the back of the mind, a lot of people, and other games.
No, he's just a hater. That's why he's raising that point.
Yeah, but that's what because even me, I don't have that confidence of a title winning kind of season. It's because of the last few months, the results going on in other competitions as well. And even in the Premier League in the beginning started completely different. Like now they're winning, but it wasn't like that. So United do go on these hot and cold runs. I just hope this extends for a bit more so that they can actually get
testament to how the season has been, though.
Yeah, and to be honest, top four can go with a blink of an eye, because look at Chelsea. They were title challengers, and now they're out of the top four. And Arsenal are coming back into that race. I don't know if they're going to get there, but they're getting back into that race. That's how much the difference is. So I think it's going to be things. So Zoe, you went 2-0 United. Don, you went
3-1.
3-1. I'm gonna go 2-1 United. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a
That's a
close game.
conservative pick.
Yeah, man. Last few games have been close for United. The Aston Villa game, the Wolves game. So I think this will be a close one as well. The only thing is, it's strange that away from home is actually an advantage these days. So for
That's
United,
it.
yeah. But yeah, 2-1 United. And then moving on to the next game, Wolves versus Everton. Don, if you want to take this, we always see like, Wolves are not playing as we thought they would this season, but they have the injury of Jimenez, and they've lost a few players as well in the transfer market. But Nuno's still doing a really good job.
Yeah, Wolves have definitely pulling up their weight as usual. I mean, they've kind of been that kind of a team that usually just punches above their weight at more often than not, and they've continued to do that, even though they've not had the season that the kind of season that they've had probably in the last couple of seasons, if we can kind of compare that. But Everton's kind of disappointed me a little bit overall. I mean, yes, they started off very well. They dropped some form. They picked up again. They were again on the top. Then again, a couple of lackluster performances, even in the championship, even in the FA Cup today. I was watching the game, but it just slipped my mind who they played. They played a championship side, but they went into overtime before winning the game. So
They're playing Brentford or who?
Brentford, I think it was. Yes, I was seeing the game this morning. So they had to go into overtime to beat them as well. So there's those kind of issues. Sometimes I'm just finding it hard to kind of understand what's going on with Everton at this moment in time.
They're playing Rotherham United.
Yeah,
Rotherham. Yeah, my bad.
Rotherham. That's exactly what it was. Rotherham.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just don't. I'm just not able to gauge Everton as well. I honestly thought that they'd be top four challengers. Now they're looking like they might struggle again. It's been one of those kind of seasons. It's been like a little bit like United, where they've blown hot and cold.
Yeah, 100%.
Significantly. So I'm just finding it hard to gauge them. I think that Wolves will win this one 2-1. I don't with no real impact behind it. I just feel like it's going to be one of those games where Wolves will come out better.
Yeah, Zoe, I mean, Don has some really good points there, and Nuno is one of your favorite managers. He's actually doing a really good job, and it's been surprising considering all the losses in players and everything like that.
Absolutely. So I mean, just to note, Podence is actually out for Wolves, and he's a really important player for them. They're missing firepower. I know they're going to play the Fabio up front with what's his name, Neto.
Yeah, he's still very raw talent though.
Still very raw talent. They have goals in them, but they're obviously missing Jimenez. They're missing, some of the players that they had last year. But that's the nature of the football business. Everton, Donny made some good points. They're hot and cold. They go on these good runs and they drop. So they're still missing that consistency to make them genuine contenders at this point. I know we all said that they're looking really good, but I don't think anyone actually believed that at the beginning of the season when we were making all these hot takes.
Yeah.
But Everton have a lot to be, looking forward to. They had some good wins against Leicester and against Arsenal. They ended up losing to West Ham, which will probably rub Ancelotti the wrong way. But they should also have all their big guns playing as well. They were missing a couple of guys from injury, James Rodriguez, Lucas Digne, a few other guys they were missing. Everyone's back pretty much. But I still think that Nuno's going to have some tricks up his sleeve. I'm going to pick a 2-1 Everton win just to flip it on Danny.
You're going 2-1 Everton, and Don, you said 2-1 Wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go right bang in the middle, 1-1. I think, it'll be a draw. With some really good points over there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, Everton will probably need to get a result if they want to fight for that top four for sure. And then moving on to the next game, Manchester City versus Brighton. City looking like the good old City, man, looking really good, playing some really good football. Zoe, you can take this first.
Man, you nailed it. City's been looking lethal. I mean, even though City's missing a few players from COVID, they're missing Ederson, they're missing Ferran Torres, they're missing that idiot Kyle Walker. They've got a few guys out, but if you look at the performance they put up against Chelsea, the performance they had against United, they did not look at any point in time like they were going to lose that game. Maybe like the first 10 minutes of the game against United, Rashford had a disallowed goal and whatnot. But the way that they've been playing, it's that same City that we know, that passing fluidity is back. That cutting edge is back as well. They're, with them playing maybe Mahrez as a number 9 or playing a false 9 with KDB as a false 9, and then they have their runners on the wing. They're looking really, really good, man. And Brighton, God bless them, but they're missing quite a few players. They were already having a tough time with their full squad, and now it's just gotten even more difficult. I don't think they're going to have anything for City. I think it should be a comfortable 3-0 City win.
You're going 3-0 City. And Don, your thoughts on this game? I mean, City... they're getting used to life without Aguero as well. They're not depending on it. Like, we saw that he was a big miss. They weren't scoring those goals. Zora's boys, Jesus wasn't stepping up to the plate as we thought he would. But apart from that, now they're looking like they're finishing those chances. Kevin De Bruyne looks like $1 million. But I think, do you think that process started by them fixing that defense first, because they were conceding a lot of goals in the beginning of the season? So maybe they fixed that and then moving on to the attack, and because the amount of chances they do create in every game, they're bound to score.
Yeah, absolutely. I think back in the day, we always used to say that defenses will win you titles and of the forwards will win you games, but the defenses will win you titles. I think it was very important that they figured out the backbone, the issue over there. And now with the way Stones, with the way Cancelo, who's the other guy?
Diaz, bro, Diaz.
Diaz, and these guys who they've just really gelled well. And they look like they know what's up, and that's been important for City. And of course, when they've settled down, the forward line's looking really good. Phil Foden's, we discussed it last game week as well. His integration into the team has been quite amazing. So with him getting that confidence, with the wingers starting to really show what they got and stuff like that, and Kevin De Bruyne, you said, looking absolutely lethal. The City side will run riot, I think, on Brighton. Unfortunately, like Zoe said, Brighton won't probably have anything much in the tank for them. I picked a 3-0 win, but I just want to go a little bit different from Zoe. I'm going to say 2-0.
I thought you were going to go 4-0.
I would have gone 4-0, but I think 4 is a bit of a stretch. But so I'm just going to go 2-0.
Here, my prediction, 5-0 City, man.
Ooh. Nice. Go for it, bro.
I think they're going to prove a point, man. That's it. I think this is the game where they're just going to say, listen, we're in the title race and we're going for that.
Stamping their authority.
Yeah, like, we're coming for you. Like, I mean, there's still, I think they still have a game in hand. This might be their game in. No, I think they'll still have another game in hand.
They have another one after this.
Yeah, they missed another one, right? Because
they missed another one,
against Fulham or something. No, it wasn't Fulham. It was
they missed their own training center had some kind of COVID issues.
That's it.
And to be honest, I don't know. I haven't spoken to too many Liverpool fans like in the last couple of days, but I think they should be a bit scared with this City team. I think this is their main threat for the title. United is all banter and everything. It's good. It could be. We'll see what's going to happen on January 17th. But apart from that, I think City. This is the team to look out for. Yeah,
January 17th will be fun.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of banter that day, but
yeah, bro, I'm out of town for the weekend, so you'll be able to reach me,
Yeah, so that's going to be different. But apart from that, like, this is going to be the real threat for Liverpool. It's Man City. It's the quality of players, the squad depth, and with this season, so many injuries, COVID and everything, this is what's it's going to help a lot. So I think with Liverpool having these injuries suddenly, which they didn't have last year, I think this is still a really good team, man. I just saw Thiago come on the other day. The guy's world class, man. Like, I can't believe
that pass he played to Shaqiri.
Yeah, wow.
Bro, he's so good.
Yeah, so Liverpool still are in it. I'm not going to rule them out, but this is their rivals, Man City. I don't know. I know that United have that history with them, and like there's a lot of fire between the fans, but City is their main threat, I think, for sure. So Zoe, you said 3-0.
3-0.
2-0 to Don, 5-0 I said City Brighton. And then moving on to the next game, Villa Spurs. Just to update Villa, there's a huge COVID outbreak there. So they had to play their kids against Liverpool in the FA Cup, the academy players. And then we're not sure if this game is going to go on or not, but let's assume that it's going on. Let's assume that all the players are there. So your thoughts on this game, Grealish versus Son, is going to be a firecracker, man. Don, you can take this first.
No, let Zoe take this one first. I'll tell you why once he goes.
Okay, fine. Sorry.
Wow, okay, all right. Very strong opinion. Sure, I'll take it.
I felt something in my heart fishy when I brought up Spurs. There's always like something there. So
I'll tell you why.
I felt he was going to tell me something, but yeah, let's go.
All right. Let me give you the unbiased view first. Right?
Yeah.
So look, real talk. Villa's been vulnerable at home. They've been really good away, but they have been shaky at home. They've dropped points. So that's something to think about. But I definitely think that, I'm making these picks based on full team because I didn't see anything in the media about it being canceled yet. But they're going to look to give the Spurs team problems. They're not going to be scared of playing against Tottenham. Villa have been playing really good. They've been Dean Smith's been playing letting these guys play his style, not being reactive, playing their game. Jackie Boy's been good. Anwar Ghazi's good. Matty Cash has been solid.
Grealish is a baller.
Bro, Emi Martinez, best keeper in the league right now.
Yeah.
So
can't argue.
So for me, I just feel that Villa, even though they've been shaky at home, they're not going to think about that. On the flip side, Spurs have been lackluster over the past couple of games. They need to be improving, and I feel that this is a very good game for them to make a statement. Be like, hey, you know what? No, like we're still in the mix, because if they come out and they have a limp showing against Villa, then you know that they're just going to be also runs. They're going to be a good team, but they're not going to be legit threats for anything. So I think I'm looking for Tottenham to put a good performance out, and also the way Villa plays, it'll suit Tottenham, because Villa's going to press, Villa's going to play on the front foot, and I find Tottenham that suits them best. They'll be able to sit back, having Ndombele play balls out to Kane and Son, that sort of thing. Yeah. But yeah, honestly, Sonaldo and Kane to save the day, if anything. Yeah. I know you want to say something.
But so I wanted to ask you on that. First, what's your prediction?
Oh, 2-1 Spurs.
2-1 Spurs. So I wanted to ask, that's exactly what I want to ask you. It suits them. The Villa style of play will suit Spurs. And we saw what they did to Leeds, right? Leeds have been over-attacking and everything. And it was like a Mourinho masterclass, if you want to say. Like that kind of game suits them. But
absolutely, that kind of game suits that. That's why I'm thinking, Tottenham to win 2-1, because it really does suit the way that they play.
But you really like Spurs as your second team. You don't admit it, but they are your second team. I've never seen you. They're my second. I really like them as well. You always talk trash about Spurs, but or it's either Spurs is your second favorite or Mourinho is your favorite. I don't know what it is.
Mourinho is my guy. That's
what it is. I've never seen you as a draw or lose, because I always predicted Spurs to win, and you always have Spurs to win as well. So I like that.
I just like Mourinho, bro. I just like Mourinho.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining. We have one guy who's predicted Spurs all the time to win. I have as well, so two guys, and then we have one guy who never ever predicts Spurs to win. Yes, sir. Your thoughts?
I on the other hand have very different opinions.
I have Arsenal to win, but this might change my mind. But let's go.
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything about my views on the game. I'm just gonna tell you how it's gonna go, right? Spurs are going to score early, right? It's early, like first 10 minutes, Spurs are going to score. They 1-0. And then it's going to be a very boring first half. It's going to finish up like that. Second half, Villa comes out strong. They make it 1-1. And then there's going to be 30 minutes of my boy, Emi Martinez, showing up, showing who's boss. And Sonaldo and Kane can do nothing about it. It's going to end 1-1.
It's going to end 1-1. Yeah. So you're not going Villa to win.
I would think you'd pick Villa to win.
I thought you'd
have convictions in your opinions.
I just want to be genuine about this specific one. I feel like this is how it's gonna go.
Fair enough. I think 1-1 is a more realistic prediction, but I thought you were going to go like 2-0 Villa or something like that. But I think 1-1 is a very good prediction.
Like I said, I need to catch up with Zoe, so I need to give them something. Those little guys.
Listen, I hope someone's picking a Villa win, because Carl's going to be upset otherwise.
I can't. To be very honest with you, if I was Zoe, I would have picked a Villa win. But I have this thing, man. My favorite team in North London is Tottenham. I think they're the greatest team to ever come from that city. So I'll have to go with it. I'll go with the 2-1 as well. 2-1 Spurs. Sorry, Zoe.
Oh, it's all good, bro.
But yeah, if this was any other team, I think because I saw Villa's performance against United, I think it was exceptional. We all know what they did to Liverpool, like the 7-0. But it's that wasn't like maybe
7-2, bro.
7-2. Sorry. 7-2. 7-2. But I was getting carried away. But it's like the margin was kind of thing, but it wasn't a fluke. Like they've been playing really good football this whole season. This game will suit Mourinho. So I'm going 2-1 Spurs. And then the last game. Arsenal
game of the week.
Yeah, Arsenal versus Zoe, I'll let you take this first, because then we'll have the.
No. I really want Donny to go first.
No, I'll give him the final ending. Like you go first, and I'll go second. Then he'll go third. He's gonna close the show today.
I'm with him today, but I think that Pep's cone man Mikel Arteta's got the Arsenal on a very good run. They're what now? 5 games undefeated.
Four
Why,
wins,
man? It's the same players.
4 wins in the row.
No, it's not the same players.
Yeah, Smith Rowe and these guys. Yeah,
Emil Smith Rowe, man. Emil Smith Rowe.
So a blessing in
disguise.
disguise.
Arteta's a goof, bro. He doesn't know how to coach. He doesn't know how to manage. This guy's been sitting on the bench and he hasn't played him, and he's been playing this flop, bro. Chelsea basically sabotaged Arsenal by selling them Willian, bro. Willian and David Luiz.
Yeah, dude, David Luiz has not been that bad. He's been okay.
David Luiz is terrible. Objectively, science has shown that David Luiz is awful.
Okay.
But that's true. Like, I
goes
mean,
on these runs, and I can't say much of it. Science is proof. It's like, what are you going to say to that?
No, I wasn't saying that's true. I mean, what Zoe said earlier was true, that Smith Rowe and these guys have been actually, they stepped up. It's actually, it's the same squad, but different players actually playing and starting. So it's a blessing in disguise, all these injuries and stuff.
For me, I think honestly that the youth have brought the hunger that was missing from this Arsenal side. You had some really good players. Oba is a great player. Laka on his day can be great. You know, you have Thomas Partey, unfortunately didn't get a chance to play. He got injured. Ceballos. Xhaka on his day is a good player. You have good players in the team. Bernd Leno's a good keeper. You know, there are good players there, but
Gabriel as well has been very impressive.
Gabriel's been very impressive, but from the established guys at Arsenal, you know, there was that hunger was missing, and you had Saka come in. And the reason I think that Saka was able to make such a huge impact is because he played with passion, he played with hunger. And it's the same thing that Emile Smith Rowe is doing. And Emile Smith Rowe is adding that dimension that Arsenal were missing, that link between midfield and attack, that to provide that service to Arsenal's attackers. That's what's been missing this entire time. You know, the argument was always that, we have Ozil is who should be playing, but now you have someone that basically does all of that for a fraction of the cost. I think that's been a huge part of it. I mean, Oba scored today against whoever you guys are playing in against Newcastle.
Yes.
So I don't really give that much weight as I do Emile Smith Rowe scoring.
Yeah.
I'm super hyped on this guy. And again, I think this is going to be an interesting game. I think Arteta's going to keep it going, just because Palace is missing a lot of players and they've been shaky home and away. But it should be an entertaining game. I think I'm going to go with a 2-1 Arsenal win.
2-1 Arsenal win. I'm going with, I'll go 3-1 Arsenal. And Don, your thoughts on this?
Can I get 4-1?
Your thoughts on this game? To be honest with you, like
I'll give you the 4-1. I had 3-1 too, but I have to be different from Musti, so I'm gonna go 4-1.
Oh, nice. I can change it if you want.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But I'm gonna trust my boys to go up.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you this. I mean, like, their defense hasn't been that bad. Yes, they've been leaking goals, Arsenal, but it's the attack which is the problem. Is the lack of creativity there. Then they're making one mistake or two mistakes at the back, and it's causing them problems. There's been some discipline issues, but in hindsight, that's helped because because through suspensions and injuries and stuff, you got to test out players like Smith Rowe, and they're doing a really good job. So your thoughts on this, and do you think they can be consistent now, Arsenal?
That's the biggest challenge, right? That's the thing that we need to see. I mean, someone like a Smith Rowe, yes, he's been absolutely incredible. But it's just the fact that once when you start playing game in week out, it's going to take a toll on you, and to be able to replicate that kind of form week in week out. We saw Saka kind of have a couple of games where he kind of cooled off suddenly. So if Smith Rowe has some of those kind of games, then it's going to be a little bit tricky. So that's going to be the biggest challenge to see if they can kind of pull through now. Yeah. But Smith Rowe, man, that guy, I've been talking about him for a while. It's just been the fact that apparently there was a lot of discussion about him when he was coming off from the academy and stuff like that, but then they were saying that he was not physical enough for the Premier League, so that's why they had to loan him out for a couple of seasons. They've been trying stuff for them, so hopefully, with the way Arteta has kind of been coaching them and kind of training these guys, I know you guys fool around with Arteta a lot, but I think a lot of the training that they do, it's quite intense. That's why I think the likes of Smith Rowe and all are looking good as well, like the likes of Saka. Can't wait for my boy Martinelli, man. He got injured in training today. It was unfortunate. Yeah. So I was really hoping that they play together. These guys are the guys that will take this team forward. Some of the bigger guys are starting to really find their feet as well, with Oba scoring from open play after a while, which is always nice to see because he is our premier striker. So that goal will give him confidence. I think that Arsenal is looking good. I'm still keeping some hope. I'm still like, I'm not saying that top 4 is a possibility and all of that stuff. It's looking difficult, but with this way this season has gone, anything is still possible. We just need to string a few games together and let's keep hoping that we do our part and some of the other guys above us kind of goof up, and some of the younger guys behind us probably take a few points from the guys from on top, and who knows, it could open up significantly. We still have 20 game weeks after this, which is a lot of time, so there's enough time to kind of shake things up. So we'll see how it goes. For the sake of just being different from Musti and you, I'm going to go with a 4-1 win, but I honestly thought it'd be 3-1.
Good 3-1. I just wanted to ask you on the, sorry, Zoe, you want to ask something?
No, I was just going to say, man, I think, especially with the way Arsenal's season has gone, being for a couple of weeks, facing up a relegation battle. Obviously, it's super early in the season, and, it's all jokes to say that they're relegation fodder, but I think if they make a Europa League spot this season, I think that's going to, with the way everything's gone, with the injuries that they've had, with the big players that they signed flopping, and with the youth coming through, if they make it in the Europa League, so if they make it into a Europa League spot at the end of the season, I think that'll be a pretty good achievement for Arteta. He makes a deep cup run or two. That would be cool too. But I think that giving all these young players the chance to play, week in, week out, and coming up to like a position between 6th and 8th would do wonders for them, and it'll really allow them to kick on next season. That way, whenever Partey comes back, Partey will be able to come in. There won't be that much pressure to integrate him right away. Gabriel will be able to come back. I know that they loaned out Saliba, so let's see what happens with him. There's also, and I don't know how to say his name. Folarin or no, not Or. They're not gonna get Or broken out of here. I'm talking about the attacker you have, the kid.
Folarin.
Yeah, him. There's a lot of interesting things coming through the pipeline at the Emirates. So if they keep all that going and end up let's say, like I said, somewhere between 6 and 8, I think that'll be a pretty good finish for Arteta just in the league.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Also, one other thing that we want to just say is we are, unfortunately, with the way things have gone with Arsenal, we were not able to ship out a few players in the summer. So now we're able to. We already got rid of 3 or 4 players. There's a lot of talk about Socrates now going to either Fenerbahce or one of the other teams. I can't remember the name. Unfortunately, I believe Ozil to Fenerbahce is also almost done. Arsenal haven't done right to him. Unfortunately, we haven't stood by him for his stand on a few things that mattered to him. It's just gone south from there. It is what it is. It was not the right thing in my opinion, but we can't really stop that. Having said that, I think the fact that some of these players are being shipped out opens up space for some of the other younger guys to come in. There's this really interesting prospect in Umar that we recently signed, which I'm very excited to see. I believe he's a very, very good talent, so we'll see how that goes. Some good things for Arsenal to look forward to, but like Zoe mentioned, if they can probably make 6th and do a deep cup run, I'll be very happy with the way the season goes through after the start we kind of had.
Yeah, and also I don't know if they had January targets from before, but this kind of run, it's happened also during the FA Cup. They had an amazing run, and then they were a bit they weren't quiet in the transfer market, but there were a few places where they didn't plug in the gaps, and they thought they're going to go for the top 4. So you don't want that to happen either. I
agree 100%.
Yeah. So
I think the target in Jan was to get rid of some of these deadwood players that we had.
Yeah.
And I think they've
basically
started
continue
off
that process. Don't let the wins distract them from that process of clearing it up and.
No, I think with the way Kolasinac is already gone, Saliba has been loaned out. There's almost that talks of Socrates and Ozil already gone. There's talk of Mustafi to Inter. So they made 5 or 6 players. Matt Macy is gone to some Scottish Premier League team. So there's place that has been created, which is good. So there's been wages that have been opened up. So there's probably hope. And even if we don't get more than 1 or 2 players in the Jan, I think that we open up a lot of opportunity in the summer to really change things around, get a few players at Arteta once, and then go for that title challenge if possible next year or the season after that. It's not going to happen next year maybe as well, but it was
always a long-term project, man.
Exactly, it's a step in the right direction, so that's what's important.
Yeah, I think that wraps up that game and all the fixtures. I think some really good points there. A lot of fun. Any last thoughts, you guys?
I want to see my prediction on Arsenal go wrong, bro. I want to see them lose. But
it's been a while since we've seen some AFTV and some even Don getting angry and frustrated. It's been a while, man.
When Arsenal,
but it's a good break. I at one point I felt really bad they kept losing, but now he's happy and stuff. Now it's a good time to lose, and then we can jump back.
Apparently, Troops is back in London.
He's back in London. They haven't lost yet, so
he's back in London because he was on. With.
Can we stop talking about these guys?
No, but yeah, I think that wraps up everything. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and hope to see you soon. Next game week is a double game week, so there's going to be a lot of predictions, and it's going to be United Liverpool as well. So double the predictions, yeah.
I think we can't keep going diverging deep into topics. We'll have to stick to the predictions. This is a shorter game week. So
this is a shorter game week, so we could talk more about Arsenal and stuff. But yeah, next game week is gonna be thick and fast. 2 games. 2 games. It's gonna be 2 games. 2 game weeks. I mean, double game week. Sorry.
Double game.
But thank you so much for joining me, and hope to see you soon. Take care, and hope you guys get your predictions right, and I get mine right as well. So I don't know how that's gonna happen, but yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, bro, the math doesn't quite work. Take it easy, man.
All right, man. Take care.